Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of my Client Spotlight series. Today, I'm very excited to introduce you to one of my amazing clients, Shannon, who is going to share with us all of her amazing breakthroughs in her joining the Magnetize Monetize Mastermind, all the growth that she has experienced, and everything, how she transformed the way that she runs her business. She's actually just about to go to some big speaking engagement that she was able to be invited to now because of some of the things that she learned inside of the program. And so we're going to share with you some really awesome wisdom so that for all of you who are still charging and like per hour or just per session, you're gonna get some wisdom from Shannon that is gonna help you transition into packaging, into premium packages. So Shannon, welcome. How are you?
Hi. Good, thank you. How are you? Thank you for having me.
So good to have you. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself really quickly just so I can share this in my group. So just tell everyone who you are, what you do, where you're from.
So I'm Shannon, I'm from Sydney, and I am a marketing consultant for hospitality providers. So I help them with their marketing to be able to attract customers, build loyalty, and essentially build sustainable revenue in their business.
Awesome.
I haven't been doing it for too long, but it's been pretty exciting so far. So it's been pretty fun.
Awesome. So you are, as you just said, you were newer to the when did you start, by the way, just so people know?
So basically in July of last year, so start of Australia's financial year, so July 2020, which was nicely fitted in with COVID, really. So, yeah.
Cool. So you started your business in the middle of COVID, and how did it? Was it working for you when you? Because I think you got traction pretty quickly. So just so everybody understands what's the context. So what was your income on average back then?
So I guess it would have been. I started off, fairly pretty well, considering I just started. It was really based more on hourly work in a way. So most of the time it was a bit like that. So there was, definitely long hours at some points, definitely some difficulties with that. It was probably starting off around maybe the 10K mark when I first started. And so it wasn't necessarily, consistent either. So there was definitely some ups and downs with that one.
Okay, and so tell us why were you inspired to work with me, to join the mastermind? What were you looking for at the time?
So I guess, I was only following you for perhaps a month prior to me joining, and I think I remember joining before you did any form of challenge or anything. I reached out and said, I want to book in a call. I guess I was just really attracted to just how you showed up. And what you were talking about. Coming from a marketing background, I really admired the way that you, positioned yourself and what you spoke of, your messaging, all of that really spoke to me about, where I wanted to be in business and where I knew that I could be in business, but just didn't know how to get there yet. So I wanted to join basically to really get my offer solidified. I knew that I couldn't continue to do any form of, didn't want to do hourly. I wanted to scale, essentially. I wanted to share my knowledge and experience with more people. I really enjoyed that part. So I knew that I needed help with not only, the packaging, the marketing side of things, but also the sales. Being really new, probably wasn't the most confident in myself with how to do that, and I knew I needed help. And I guess I knew that you were the right person to do that.
So good. So fast forward and you've signed $80,000 worth of contracts, and you have you're feeling different in a different space, right? So you have a premium offer, you clarify your message, you're getting invited to speaking gigs because you know exactly how to talk about that offer. So we're going to take everyone through the process and the main things that you did, the 4 things that you did that really helped you step into that, get out of the hourly thinking and then really go into more of a premium packaging, selling the value of something versus selling your time. Because that's one of the things that I teach people, like my clients inside of the mastermind, that I want all of you to understand that we are not wired to think in value when we sell our packages. We are wired to sell hours or to sell sessions. And that is always going to cap you because you only have so much time in the day. And so what I do is I help you come up with a unique signature method and sell the value of that, because you can really put whatever price you want on the value of that package. So let's talk a little bit about how you went through that, because that's kind of like the main thing. I mean, we can talk about many other things, but the 4 things that you did, that was one of them. So let's start with the first thing. I think you mentioned mindset was really important. So I want to hear more from you. What did it take for you to kind of get into this mindset of like value? Was it really about you? Was it about the offer? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Definitely. Mindset was a really big shift. Like, I know since from when I joined to now, it's definitely a very, it's quite different, which is super exciting. So I guess my mindset was more around getting my head around first selling value versus hours, and then being able to know how to sell that value of that program, for example. Right. What I did learn is there's also a strong component of selling myself in that, as well as my offer, which was a really big lesson. Right. That I probably didn't even realize going in, and then realized throughout, which is great, and partly why now I've been able to get speaking engagement and things, because I guess I've learnt now that as you speak about all the time, it's also about selling you, it's selling your energy, it's selling what you your passion as well as your offer. So the mindset shift around the value of not only my offer, but myself, my knowledge, plus my clients' vision and their goals, and getting them to realize that that's the transformation that they can experience at the end.
So good. Awesome. So mindset, and like, I think the biggest thing that I remember coaching you on, it is really about like understanding that what we're selling ultimately is the value of the offers that we are that we have versus just the hours. And really, people are buying not just the offer, but at the end of the day, they're buying who we are. They're buying into that. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, now I have to create this perfect offer, it's not really about the offer. You can have a semi-okay offer, but if you show up with a lot of conviction, and if you show up in your authentic expression, selling that offer, and just with a lot of clarity and confidence, like, people are going to gravitate towards you because of that. And so I remember coaching you on that, Shannon, and I love that you mentioned that, because it's a combination of both. It's not just having the perfect offer, although that really helped you, but also having the mindset around you're selling you and you're selling your energy, and people are gonna probably choose you over somebody who maybe has the perfect package, but like they don't vibe with them, right? Like, there's like a certain vibe, and there's a certain likability that we can control, that we can show to our potential clients, and that is something that is gonna make them choose us over anyone else, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I guess to help solidify that as well, I actually sold the package before I had it. So I just went out and thought, well, I've learned now that I have to have this. I learned now this. So I thought I'll just go out there and test it before I create it, just to make sure it's right. Which is a good thing. I then sold it, and then obviously created it as well. But it just does go to show that it's not always about having this amazing offer to present and a extravagant sales page or anything. I didn't have any of that. So it was really about me just going out and saying, this is what I have, and obviously taking them through the steps. But it really, I guess, reinforced to me the importance behind that.
So good. Okay, so now let's talk about the second thing. So what was the second thing that you did in order to have this amazing result?
So from a marketing perspective, it was really the offer, is getting that package, solidifying the steps that I have, the process that they go through, putting it into a nice, framework that I guess my clients could clearly understand. Granted, obviously there was complexities within the offer, but it was getting them to know that, well, here you are now and here's where you need to be, but I can take you along that journey. So I've joined the program one of the main reasons as well was to create that offer. I knew what was in my mind. I just didn't know how to get it out, I guess. Right. So that one was a key shift for me, of really understanding the process behind doing that. So now I think if I ever need to create more offers, I know the process, for example, now.
So good. And so how much were you charging per hour? And then how much did you end up charging for your offer?
So originally when I started, it was around that $90 per hour. With some things that definitely, I guess, as I said, inconsistent with different elements of it going up and down. But now there's different packages. So, if I do a 3-month or a 6-month, it can be anywhere from 15 to 30. So it depends where that client's at, where I'm at, and where those packages sit. Because there's some, I guess I make sure it's still aligned with the client. The time frame does also depend on that one as well.
Totally. So there's still some like openness and flexibility around your package, and that's something that I want to share with everyone. It's not like you create one thing and then you can't do anything else. Like you can have a couple of like different timelines depending on where the client's at, and that's totally okay. But I'm just so curious, like when you said $90 per hour you were charging?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that I knew that. And now you're charging $30,000. So you went from charging $90 per hour to working with clients at $15,000 or $30,000. So I'm just curious, because I know the third thing you did was about sales, and you didn't have experience in selling premium offers. And so I'm sure everybody who's watching is probably going like, hold up, $90 per hour to $30,000 packages. What happened? Like, what did you do in order to feel confident in your sales process, to be able to enroll clients at this level, and even before the program was created? So tell us.
Well, what I did was join the Magnetize Monetize Mastermind. But I guess from a sales perspective, it kind of comes back to, I think it's coming back to the mindset again. It's really understanding the value and being able to sell on that value, and understanding from the client's point of view how they perceive value as well. So it's understanding that it's really taking them from that A to B journey along the way, and getting them to understand, well, what do they need to get them there, and what I can provide with them, and how it's going to be, I guess, somewhat the easiest journey for them whilst I'm there supporting them. So I think the sales process itself, granted, I'm from a marketing background. I was never from a sales background, like a direct sales background. So selling them on me was definitely a lesson that I've learned. And slowly, I'm certainly not perfect, but slowly getting, I think, improving along as I do that, which is really exciting. I know that there's lots more opportunities for me. So it's great.
Oh my God, so good. Okay, so the answer is join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. I love that you said that. I swear to God, I did not tell her to say that. I was just genuinely curious what her answer was going to be. But it's so possible. So I just want all of you to see that. I mean, I didn't know that you were charging $90. That's amazing. Right? It's for all of you who might be charging $100. I think life coaches charge $100 a session. So you were charging less than life coaches. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Thanks. Way to reinforce that. I would point out that I was starting. I was really, I guess.
It's so funny.
I had no idea, in all honesty. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm more than happy. I was in COVID. I was like, oh, okay, well, gosh, I've got to do something. And I was, in all honesty, I was grateful to be making that. So now I'm just even more grateful.
Oh my God.
I feel like I had to go through that to be here. So it's all part of the journey.
and I don't, like, by no means I'm saying that was not good. I mean, $90 an hour is excellent, right? And it is such a quantum leap that I just really want to acknowledge you for, because you had the courage to decide that was going to be where you were going to go, and you just owned it, and you were coachable, and you decided, like, yes, I'm going to charge $5,000 per month, which is amazing, right? And so that just requires a level of belief and trust, and you wouldn't have been able to do that if you didn't just decide, right? And so I just really want to acknowledge you for that. And of course, creating a business in the middle of COVID, making $90 an hour is already magical as it is. So it's just, I'm just in awe of all of the magic. That's amazing.
And I would point out that there was halfway through the program where I did start to get a bit shaky, and thought, oh, can I really do this? All of the above that comes up, and you try not to be a hot mess, as you say, but it happens. And then it was really like I guess I would just point out the coaching around the value in yourself that you provided to not only myself but the ladies in the program as well, and really just solidifying that the money isn't really about you. Like, it's not your value. It's and helping me through that process was really valuable to me.
Love that so much. I love that I get everyone here and they all share something that I didn't know. And so I just fall in love with all of you even more because I'm like, oh, really? Was that? I say so much. I coach you guys on like so many things that it's just so nice to hear looking back, like what really stuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So cool. Okay. So we had first thing was mindset. The second thing was creating your signature method and feeling really confident in selling it. Then sales, which was you actually selling it and enrolling clients at 30K and 15K, which is amazing. And so what was the fourth thing that you wanted to share?
The fourth thing for me was just being in the mastermind. I think it was more around being in the ladies who were part of it and the support that they not only provided, but the opportunities that you then realize were available to you. Everyone was at a bit, I guess, a different level, but everyone was on the same page as well. That's why we're all there. So I learned a lot, not only from yourself, but as well as the other ladies being new to business, some of them being in for 20 years odd. So, I mean, it was just really good to hear their stories and understand that, we don't all go through things alone. And there was many times where I thought, oh, I really resonated with a lot of the stories and how everyone helped each other through that. So that was, to me, was really good. I didn't have a lot of people in my world around me, so I knew I needed that. Just to be in that environment was really key for me.
Oh my God, so good. And I just love the seeing. So for anyone who's watching and you're thinking, oh wait, but is this mastermind for people who are new, who are in the middle, who are at multiple seven figures? Like, this is really not, I don't filter people based on their income level. You can be at, like, I think Shannon, you were between 10 to 20K months. Like, I think I remember your application, you were 10 to 20K months. There were people who were already at 40K months. There were people who were at 30K months. There were people who were in their first like 5K months. There were people who were like, I've been $2,000 per month. Like, there was a range. But what's the reason why I take a variety of people is because I want all of you to have the experience of being together with experiencing how you have a messaging problem even at the multiple six-figure level, and how we solve for multiple six figures, and how I coach clients at the multiple six-figure level, and how they get to communicate with other six-figure earners or multiple six-figure earners and coach each other as well, right? And so the underdogs get to see that growth, and then people who are already at multiple six figures get to mingle with other people who are already also there and understand that they're not alone, and then also help or provide value, or even just by being, they're not even coaching other people, but just by being in the mastermind, really elevating the entire quality of the room. And so I always choose like a variety, and the most important thing is that you are good at what you do. That's like number one baseline, and that you want to make sure that you're clarifying your message to attract premium clients. Like, that is the goal everyone is working towards. And so it's less important about how much money you're making and more important about you being coachable, you having that same goal, and just being willing and open to apply everything that I share, because as you can probably see, it works. So
I would definitely point out there was, it's not that it's a walk in the park. You've got to face some fears to get on, for example, on socials and things like that. But I guess the point is that it's a journey and everyone's there to support you to overcome them. So I found that really really important.
I remember one of my clients recently said to somebody who, like a former client who's actually coming for a VIP weekend this weekend, she said to somebody who just signed up for the mastermind, she's like, Juliana's gonna make you sweat. And then that lady told me that on the call. She's like, oh yeah, Tavona said that you're gonna make me sweat, and I'm like, are you ready? Because that's true. She's like, I'm signing in, let's go, I'm ready. And so like, I'm not gonna shy away from telling all of you that if you're gonna join the program, it's really gonna help you create a quantum leap in your business, but also you're gonna expand yourself into becoming a new version that you don't even know it's available right now. So my job is to really hold a vision for you, what you want to create, and like not let you settle for anything less, and teach you how to meet that new standard, how to meet that standard for your clients, for yourself, how to see yourself in a brand new light where charging premium prices just becomes your natural norm. And that requires you to like expand into a new person. And that sometimes feels like, wait, can I really do that? That feels confronting. And that's just the work that is the most fun in my experience, at least for me.
And really, and I think just part of like going through even like the brand process and things like that, it's really understanding what your values are as well and living up to those values. It's, I guess there's accountability not only in the group, but for yourself. If you're going to do it, you've got to show up with your values and
Exactly.
whatever that looks like.
Exactly. So good. Okay. So is there anything else that you want to share with anyone who may be thinking about joining the program? Anything at all? Like, how did you feel? Anything that surprised you? That's really in your heart? Anything that you want to share with everyone who's watching?
I would just say, even if you're on the fence, I guess I've learnt that at times go with the one you're not sure of, because that will be the biggest change, or that will force you in the direction that you want to go. So whilst yes, I wasn't sure when I first started that I could do it, but I guess I jumped in and trusted the process to understand. So yeah, I would just say, like, just trust in yourself. If you know that that's what you want to do, you will get there with the program, which is, it's very supportive. So I'm super grateful. No, I wouldn't be here without it. So I just encourage you all to dig deep and be courageous and take the leap, really.
Oh, you're so sweet. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, you guys. There are 4 spots available for this round of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. We start on February 15th. And this is for you if you're a coach or a consultant and you want to clarify your message so that you can attract more premium clients. We're going to help you with the things that we talked about today. Your mindset, elevating you to a premium mindset, your offer, making sure that you have a signature offer that you feel so delicious about that you want to go and sell. Like, Shannon's about to go to a speaking engagement and all she's doing is just guiding people through the signature offer. Like, literally, that's what she's doing. So you will literally walk away with a system that is completely unique to you and that gives you a confidence to, like, explain what is it that you do and sell the value of your work. And of course, I teach you how to create content that attracts those clients, which, by the way, dude, we didn't even talk about, Shannon, because you're like, I don't even have an audience. I don't even have followers. I don't even have a big social media presence. I'm still signing like $30,000 packages. So isn't that amazing? I'm just like,
so I just point, you don't need a huge audience. So I think that's important.
Yes.
I guess what I also learned, just one other thing I learned in the program, is that if you believe you belong to a room, just believing you belong to that room will make a difference. So.
Yes, right in the first module, I teach you how to believe that you belong to whatever room of premium clients that you want to be part of. And so it's going to be a whole upgrade. And of course, I teach you how to sell those packages in a really beautiful, soul aligned way that converts and that really attracts the best people and allows them just to show up to your programs being like in the best standard, being the best student. So if you are ready to experience that level of just like the higher standard in your business, make sure that you apply. And Shannon, thank you so much for being here. I love hearing.
No worries, thank you for having me.
Of course. So good. So where can people find you if they want to follow you for whatever reason? Somebody in the hospitality industry comes across this video in Australia.
No, just kidding. It's actually Surgeon Co. On Instagram and Facebook. So that's where I'm at, Surgeon Co, SURGE. So I'm helping, hospitality providers. So you get lots of tips from there on that one.
So good. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. You rock. And thank you everyone for watching. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.